Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to show you something you can almost always find for free, something that you can sell over and over again, even as a new seller. Let's hop over there right now and show you what we are talking about. So this is the guano melon, horned melon people call it. Now 15 years ago when we first ran into these, no one on earth knew what they were. No one. And we could sell 10 of these seeds for quite a bit of money, well over anything you would imagine something like this would sell for. We would eat the fruit, we would dry out the seeds, and then we'd sell the seeds on eBay. We grew some. We even sold some as plants when we first had these. Seeds in general can sell across the board. All kinds of seeds. I'm just giving you the ones you can get at the grocery store. Now, this may not seem like some huge thing. One of these melons can have 50, even 100 seeds in it sometimes, depending on the size of the melon. You basically have nothing into it because you're buying it for the fruit and then you save the seeds. I have an uncle that owns an apple orchard and a farm. He's done it for years in Michigan. I've bought seeds from him by the bulk on many occasions, and we sell those before summer. It's an area that's easy to get into. You can get local manufacturers. You can get local people to do this. There's all kinds of avenues to sell almost anything. There are people that only sell seeds on eBay. That's all they sell, and they make a lot of money. It's an area that most people would never think about, never worry about, and never mess with time-wise. Everybody sees this sort of thing at the store. No one thinks that you can just pull those seeds out and they will grow. This is kiwi. Now there's tons of different colors and varieties. There's purple kiwi, red, yellow kiwis. I've even seen a bluish tinted kiwi. All various different types of it. This is the standard kiwi that you will find at any grocery store in the country, basically. There is the description of it. If you don't know what it's called, every grocery store keeps a list of the technical names of all of their products in the produce department because someone's going to ask that question. So if you need any information, it's right there for you. All you've got to do is ask the produce person there what type of fruit, what type of kiwi, what type of bananas, what type of anything that you sell to get the information. This is a no-brainer. Now, this may not seem like a horrendous amount of money that they can make on these, but a kiwi, you could still eat it. You still have the seeds there. A kiwi could have a couple hundred seeds in it, depending on the size of the kiwi. So right here is 100+ kiwi seeds. He's getting $7. You can get kiwi 2 for $1. You eat the kiwi, and then off you go with the seeds. Some people will grow little starter plants, and they will just sell those. They're much easier to ship than you would imagine. So if you got farmland or anything like that, this may be an option for you. You may have a farm right now and not even realize that you can sell seeds on eBay. You can sell seeds even on Amazon and other platforms as well, and they do sell. Now, you can go to a specialty store as well and buy some more, I guess, exotic fruit that costs a lot more, but the seeds may sell for 10, 15, 20 times what you would pay for one single fruit. We have sold seeds on eBay going back 15+ years. It's a viable market. It has never died. It's always there. Now, fruits and vegetables and things like this, the seed-wise, are regional. Not only are they regional, but they're seasonal to some extent as well. So if you play your cards right, you're in the right area or such forth in the country, you could do extremely well on something that you can get for almost nothing. Now, if you have a farm near your house, you may be able to work out something for rotten fruit just to harvest the seeds. Maybe something that's free. Most of the time, if you go to a farm like my uncle's farm, most of that stuff just sits in the ground and it just rots or deer eat it or something like that. So this is just another area where you can do something, and it may not cost you any money to do this. It's out there. There's just so many options to sell things. Most people, again, would think this is crazy. You see these types of things every day in the store. It doesn't have to sell for a lot to make you some money. If you eat fruit every day of the week, you're always going to have seeds there. Pomegranate. This went for $78. They sold 5 lots of these. If you know anything about pomegranates, sometimes you could get 100 seeds in one pomegranate. So yes, there's 10 pomegranates in here to sell this lot here. But if you're eating the fruit or you have a farm or something, this is a perfect example. Now, some of these are going to be from other countries. You can order them in and grow your own. I know for a tree or pomegranate, it's going to take a very long time, but there's things like microgreens that sell extremely well. There are people making a living off of selling greens, microgreens. Now here's Norfolk Island pine. And these are seeds from one of these trees. And one of these trees could have tens of thousands of seeds. Now I've seen them harvest seeds like this with like a tree shaker that shakes them. put some netting on the ground, and they gather all the seeds that fall, and boom. So it's not something crazy. These people have sold 4 lots of 750 seeds at $400 a lot. $1,600 in seeds from a tree. This may just be something sitting in their backyard right this very moment. It's just extra money. Even pine cones can sell. If you don't know who Dom Primetime Treasure Hunter is, he's got a video actually talking about pine cones. I've sold pine cones. I sell them on Etsy sometimes. They sell for Christmas. They sell for people that make wreaths. There's all kinds of crafting projects that are done with trees and seeds and pine cones and all of this sort of stuff. These are renewable sources. When we lived in Mississippi, we had 4 pecan trees in our yard, and we sold the pecans. It was a freebie. So when it was harvested and we could get them out of the trees, we had bushels of them that we could just take down to the market and sell to somebody else straight out. It was free money. The trees were there. There was nothing to it. I mean, every opportunity we could take, we would make money off of it. That is called hustling. So here we have soybeans, one of the most common type of bean and product that you can find these days. Soybeans, they're everywhere. It's in everything, every culture. They sell. Around here, there's farms all over the place. People grow soybeans just a few miles from my house. If I wanted to talk to one of these folks, I could probably work out a deal, and then I could ship them out for so much a pound. A lot of farmers around here haven't a clue. I've talked to some. My uncle hadn't a clue that he could sell some of the stuff from his farm online like that. Most of the farmers that I know are old-timers like my uncle. They don't think about stuff like that. It's just an opportunity out there. There's opportunities everywhere if you look for it. Even in grocery store products, in some cases like this, you will find stuff like this also. So this is thinking outside the box 101. This can make you some money. It's not necessarily how much you're making from each, but how much you're selling and how much of a profit you get off of it. So at $27.82 for a pound here, they're probably making about 15 or 16 bucks for a pound of soybeans. And that is extremely high for a pound of soybeans. If you go to the store, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you go to buy them in the frozen food section or something. So they're making way over it. Again, this is a certain variety, but if you hunt around, you're going to see that there's all kinds of these varieties all over the place, regional-wise again, that will show up, and you can source this type of item. Here's another interesting item. These are palm trees. These are trees again. Trees do sell very well, even these sorts of things. There's 200 seeds in here. This is a magnification, so they're blown up. These trees can literally have tens of thousands of seeds in some cases. Again, this could be something this person just happens to have in his yard, and he was smart enough to realize that he could sell those on eBay. He's selling these lots for $200 a pop. He sold 5 of them, $1,000 in seeds from something that may just happen to be in his yard. So again, there's all kinds of things that sell. A lot of things you may not see or find up on eBay just because no one thought about selling them. These are oddball items to most people. No one's going to think about that. Just FYI out there. Outside the box thinking is where you get these sorts of things at. This is where I've made money at in these sorts of areas for 15 plus years. Now, other things you can sell are like these. These are part of a cactus. This is where a prickly pear grows from. In my Kroger's here, we can buy prickly pears at the grocery store individually. The spikes are all cleaned off. If you plant this, this will grow into your own cactus, and then you will have a cactus that produces your own prickly pears. They are selling one of these nodes. And let me see, I think they have a picture of it. Yes, they do. One of these nodes where you see the yellow flower, that's where the fruit with the prickly pear fruit's going to grow off of. But one of those little nodes off the top of the ears of the cactus is what they were selling. And it's going for $174. They've sold 12 of those at that price. So, you know, and this is the last one of these. These sorts of things always sell. In this area, I usually would say look for exotic fruits first. Cactuses and succulents always do well. Microgreens are fast gaining traction in this field as well. If you don't know what microgreens are, look them up. There are people that are making $10,000 and $15,000 a month just growing microgreens in a garage. So look into this whole area. This is one that almost everybody misses. No one thinks about it. Farmers markets are always good also to find these odd, interesting items. So just a real good example. There's other people that will import items from other countries just to get the seeds, to grow them, to have their own seed farm, basically. So excellent area to sell things in. Even things very common like corn. I have sold corn from my uncle's farm before. Now this is a specific, these are mini ears of corn. These are small size. So it depends on the varieties of anything you sell, but these are all researchable. Terapeak on eBay has a good reference for most of these types of materials. They have sold more than once, enough to give you a standardized pricing scheme for almost any of these types of produce. These are standards in the vegetable collector's market. There are people who collect plants and things just like this. Just like a toy collector, there are collectors of hard-to-find plants. So there are collectible markets for plants, for seeds, for any aspect of those sorts of things. Now here is what's basically considered a living rock. Now I'm not going to even attempt to pronounce the name of this, but there's a huge amount of various types of these living rocks. I believe they fall into the succulent category. They actually do look like rocks at certain times and then they bloom. The seeds from any of these are extremely rare. There are people that make a living off of selling succulents and things like this. They will grow them for the seeds because they don't produce a lot of seeds. So individual seeds, like this lot here, there's 10 seeds. They sold for basically $10 a piece. That's pretty good on something. Now, if you have the original plants, these don't take up much space at all. They can be grown in a tray for many years and produce seeds over and over again, as long as you've got that green thumb. Now, another awesome example are peppers. Pepper seeds sell extremely well if they're the right kind. Imports, hot, spicy ones, things along that line always seem to sell. Now, if you're not familiar with peppers, some peppers, even small ones, can have hundreds of seeds inside of them. Peppers are very hardy. They grow really easily in most climates during the summer. We've grown pepper trees, the little Jamaican ones before, and sold the seeds out of those. We grew green peppers just to eat. They're very hardy across the board. You'd be surprised how easy it is for a novice to grow some certain items like this. And they sold 3 lots of these for $87. I'm not even discussing that some of these items I'm showing you have only been up for a little while also. And we are not into planting season as of yet. So we're ahead of the season and they're still selling right now. So there's still time to get stuff like this in and hold it or sell it prior to planting season. So another thing though to consider, seeds will only sit so long and they could go bad. So you got to keep that in mind. But certain items will sell very quickly and you'll never have a concern. If it's something like this again, if you're buying it at the grocery store to use the peppers, the seeds are there and you're not usually going to put the seeds in certain items that you cook in the first place. So you're discarding them. It's free items for the most part. Now here's another interesting topic. Every year there's a contest to see who can grow the biggest vegetables or fruits on the planet, basically. This is from a world record pumpkin. This pumpkin weighed 2,009 pounds, and they are selling 3 individual seeds from this pumpkin for $75. For any of you who've opened a pumpkin on Halloween, a small pumpkin can have sometimes hundreds of seeds. Can you imagine how many seeds would be in this pumpkin? There could be tens of thousands of seeds in one of these. I've never seen one open, so my guess is as good as yours, but 3 seeds for $75 is pretty darn good. Even if it wasn't the world's largest, people still want the giant pumpkins, the giant squash, these giant ones. People grow them as like a prize. They'll enter them into local contests, local fairs, and things like this. Is a big industry, believe it or not. It may not be a big industry to most of you out there, but if you look around, you're going to see all kinds of things like this. In cases like these, sometimes people will buy the entire pumpkin just to turn around and sell the seeds. There'll be competitions or auctions for things like this as well, too, at local farmers markets. You can't deduct the cost of the fruit if you're going to eat it as well, either. So just keep that in mind. Just taking seeds out. Now, if you're only going to buy fruit or something like that just to buy and get the seeds out of it, that's a different story. That would be a cost of goods that you could deduct from your business, but only if you're using it strictly 100% for business. And there are people that do that. Now, for most people, this may seem out of the box, but for a large chunk of the population that lives in rural areas or, farming communities, buying seeds and growing things is just a way of life. That's why this is such a huge area still to this day, even out of season. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Well, there we are. Hopefully that gave you some ideas and some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.